Let's start off talking some Cincinnati Bengals because for the first time in a long time, Houdini, I think you're having yourself a hell of a Monday. Forget work, the Bengals back to 2-3. What a wild turn of events with Joe Burrow. He wasn't throwing the ball down the field. He was the check down king. It looked like he could play anymore. It looked like someone, literally the Monstars, came out and stole his talent. And in this one, he goes 36 for 46, 317 yards and 3 touchdowns. Warm up your hands, folks. The Bengals are fully back.
Yeah, I mean, we're having a much better Sunday than we did last week. I'll say that. And with Joe Burrow, it looked like he literally forgot, to your point, how to play football for 4 weeks. I jumped on the -3 initially, and then I saw the pregame outfit, and I started to panic a little bit. I mean, it looked like somebody's drunk grandma just sewed up a nice little sweater for him and sent him off to school. It made me very nervous. I tried to cancel my bet. And then I saw him coming out with the Jordan 1 cleats on. And I'm like, all right, this guy might be throwing 300 plus today at a minimum. He did that. Jamar Chase, he was right. He's always fucking open. He posted the 7-Eleven little picture. It looks like we got a little bit of our mojo back. So I'm excited.
I got to tell you, though, yeah, Chase, 15 catches, 192 yards, and a trio of touchdowns. The 7-Eleven by my house in Pacifica, it closed at like 11 p.m. So all the time I'd get off the news at, I guess the show ended at 11:30. San Francisco to Pacifica was about a half-hour drive. So I'd, be pulling up at 12:05 and it was closed.
He should have posted a Waffle House picture. I think people would have understood it more because I think some people saw it like Michaela, my girlfriend, for example, was like, what the hell? Is he trying to serve ices and shit? Like, I don't understand what's happening. And I'm like, no, it's because they're supposed to be open all the time. But to your point, yeah, Waffle House would have worked better, but either way, a W is a W, and he went absolutely ballistic. So things are looking good, and I don't want to be dramatic about one game against Josh Dobbs, but the Super Bowl is back on the table.
It's back on, baby. It's back on. Or he could have used a picture of a cookout, number 1 on my MySpace top 5. I think those are open 24/7. But going back to Burrow's outfit, man, and I saw it firsthand because I get that behind the scenes pass as a sportscaster, and you see these athletes show up in the outfits. Sometimes they wear those big ass red shoes. Like Deebo Samuel would show up to games in those big red shoes that were like $5,000. And I just don't understand what athletes are doing. Do they meet up with each other like before these games? They're like, hey, let's throw $5,000 on who can be the biggest jackass with their outfit today. I mean, there's no way they think these look good. And I mean, they're cool dudes.
I don't get it. I think it's almost like a test on society. They're like, how fucking stupid can we look and try to make it seem like it's cool? Like, those red shoes are absolutely ridiculous. They look like complete morons.
They look like Ronald McDonald shoes.
Like literally, and it costs more than like the average person's home is these dumbass shoes to look like Ronald McDonald. So yeah, I don't know. It almost seems just like a test on society of what we're willing to do and accept is like, high-end fashion. But either way, I guess he's going to have to wear that, that drunk grandma sweater for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Until they lose. And they got Seattle up next. Bengals are 2-3. Let's run through it. Trent Irwin gets it started with a few catches playing for the injured T. Higgins, had the huge punt return. Irwin looked great out of the gate until he fell down on that play. But Burrow was getting it out quick on the opening drive, started off 10 for 10. The second drive that the Bengals had stalled and they get the field goal. Houdays are up 10-0. I'm feeling very good about it. Then the Cardinals rattle off 14 straight, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh, no, we suck again. What was going through your mind when the Cardinals took that 4-point lead?
I mean, honestly, it wasn't the same as the last few games at all. Just because Burrow, for the first time, like even the slightest maneuver, like he missed a sack. I don't even think we got a first down on the play, but he actually maneuvered out of the pocket, and I was like, holy shit. I haven't seen this all year. Like in a typical game, like he's been playing throughout the year, he would have had like 15 sacks because he was just sitting there like a wounded duck, and he started to move. So I actually felt good, kind of circa the last couple of years where we go down and it's like, this is a guaranteed live bet. You got to lock in on the Bengals now. So I actually felt pretty good about it. And then the end of the first half when we did and I don't understand why we love to go in shotgun.
Dude, I have it in the notes, man. I have it in the notes, and it's not just Burrow. It goes down to the high school level. Everyone nowadays, when they're at the 1 yard line, or if it's 4th and inches, whatever it may be, they get in shotgun, and I don't understand it. We need Coach Broadbeck on to ask him, or our guy Tim Banker, to ask why football teams get in shotgun and add 1.5 yards to 2 yards onto a play when you can literally just get under center. I mean, it was 3rd and goal from probably the 1.5, so they had 2 chances to just punch it in. That's where you put Sam Hubbard in at fullback, and you just give it to Hubbard twice to run it in, or you just have Hubbard as the lead blocker. But no, they go into shotgun. They don't get it, but I'm really glad that they went with that play there and went for it on 4th down, even though they didn't get it, instead of taking the 3, because it set up the Cam Taylor-Britt interception, because Josh Dobbs was backed up into his own end zone, made the mistake, and from there, it was all Who Days. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful to watch. All feels well in the world again.
It really does. And Burrow was we not only won the game, and it wasn't like he was dinking and dunking. I mean, he had, multiple deep balls that we had not seen all year. The one thing from the, Lou's defense, can they maybe, I understand they're defenders. Can we work on catching a football? They should have had 7 picks today. They can't catch a ball to save their lives. Granted, the Cam Taylor-Britt, and then Pratt had that one that really didn't matter at the end of the game, like 4th and 2, and he caught that pick. But they should have had like 25 interceptions. They cannot catch a football to save their lives. But either way, hell of a game. And everything just seems like, if we get a win at Seattle next week, all of a sudden we're 3-3, and then we got to run into – we're back. Then we got San Fran, your darling of the NFL, and the Bills back to back. So I mean, if we can just let's not overlook one game at a time. Seattle Seahawks. Let's beat the shit out of Pete Carroll. That's what I want.
Pete Carroll, baby, kind of reminds me of McConaughey. They got a few of those same mannerisms. If there was a movie about Pete Carroll, I think McConaughey would be playing him. But the deep ball for Joe Burrow was back. Threw one through the air, 49.6 yards to Chase. It was the longest for any touchdown in his entire career, and that was just the type of moment that the Bengals needed. They get the W. They're now 2-3. I've been saying it all year, survive in advance. With that calf injury, it's going to get better every week, you would think. Survive in advance. And at this point, it's full send, because the Bengals have, I don't know if they survived those first 4 weeks, but hey, the fact that they weren't in the same position as the Bears, where it was completely over, Bengals are back to 2-3. They've survived, they've advanced, and now it really is go time, because Joe Burrow proved that I think he's close to 100%. When he said, I feel great, and we were both sitting here kind of like, well, show it to us on the field. Yeah, show it to us on the field, because it hasn't looked that way. I mean, it looked to me like he was back. He even ran for a first down at one point, and that was the first time we'd seen him trust his calf to run it this year.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see anything that looked like he was off at all. So, I mean, he's, if not 100, he's close to 100%. It's wild, the drastic change that happened from week to week. And I guess we figured out, just get the ball to Jamar Chase at all costs. Like, it doesn't matter. We had Irwin was our second receiver today. Okay. So they were obviously focusing on Jamar, and Irwin did a hell of a job. I mean, let's not get dramatic, but when T. Higgins comes back, I don't hate getting Irwin a little bit of playing time, because he did pretty well. And it's a shame that he fell down on that one throw, because then Burrow gets that pick on his resume too, which I didn't think was warranted. But all in all, great game. The defense, again, they let up some big plays, but they had the takeaways. They had the big takeaways that changed the entire game. So all around, the punter was actually, punting the ball more than 30 yards as well, which is always a plus. So, everything is looking good in Cincinnati again.